Okay, and on to passage 2, and we can see we've got matching headings. I think in Cambridge 14 they didn't have a matching headings, and somebody said to me, does that mean that they've stopped matching headings? So definitely not. Just because they don't have a question type in one of the books doesn't mean that they've stopped it. What else have we got? We've got a summary. Okay, summary without a box. Now, you'll wonder, should you do the summary first or the matching headings first? Usually I do the summary first, except if it's matching headings. Then I do the matching headings first because as I go through the matching headings, I'll learn a little bit about it. So it probably means that when I get to the summary, I'll have a better idea of where the summary comes from. So if you want to do the summary first, it's fine. Just don't waste too much time looking for it, because the matching headings helps you to look for it. So let's just revise quickly the matching headings strategy. This is in my matching headings videos. I hope you've seen those. It's basically the main thing about our strategy is to find the easy ones first. Don't let the difficult ones eat our time. So we're going to look for the first sentences. Sometimes they are in the first sentences. Don't rely too much on this. I've seen some teachers say that that's the strategy, look in the first sentence. It's not. You'll get maybe 2 or 3. And then also just remember, if it's reading passage 1 or 2, then there will be some in the first sentence. But if it's reading passage 3, there might be 1 or there might be none in the first sentence. Then we're going to go and skim a paragraph. Then for the difficult ones, right at the end, we're going to do the detailed reading. Okay. I think let's just get started. You can look at these if you want, but I would just go straight into paragraph A. Just make sure that they haven't given you anything here. So we have to start with paragraph A. And then I see that it's actually a very short paragraph. This is actually just 2 sentences. So yes, I'll look at the first sentence, but in this case, I'll probably go on and look at the second sentence too. Traveling around Thailand 1990s, he was impressed with the rooftop solar heating systems that were on many homes. So we're talking about solar heating systems on the roof, where energy from the sun was absorbed by a plate and used to heat water for domestic use. 2 decades later, 20 years later, he developed that basic idea into a device that uses power from the sun to purify water. All right. So there I looked at the second sentence as well, just because it's a 2-sentence paragraph. You might as well just look at it. Finance, no. An unexpected benefit, I don't think so. From initial inspiration to new product. Yeah, that sounds good. The initial inspiration was when he saw it in Thailand. 2 decades later, he created a new product. The range of customers, no. The device different from alternatives, maybe. Didn't see anything about that. Cleaning water from a range of sources, no. Production difficulties. At this stage, read these quite carefully, because you're going to have to look at them again and again. So take some time on this first one to read them carefully. Overcoming production difficulties, no. Profit is not the primary goal. A warm welcome for the device, a warm welcome. Number of people affected by the shortages. All right, so I'm actually pretty happy about that one. From the initial inspiration to a new product. I'm not 100%, but I'm going to just put it in. Maybe you can just put it in pencil. What is it? 3. In your thing, you could even just put a question mark there, just to tell yourself to come back to it later. Maybe something like that. Right. Next paragraph. It's quite a long one. Or it's a double paragraph. The Desolenator operates as a mobile desalination unit which can take water from different places. Water from different places. You see, I've often said this, end of the first sentence or end of the first clause is important information. So you've got to be looking at the ends of the clause, and very often important information is there. So this is a very important word, from different places. Such as, okay, that's just examples of different places. And take the water from different places and purify it for human consumption. So probably human consumption is also important. From different places, purify for human consumption. Finance, no. I'm going to just delete that. Right. Unexpected benefit, I don't think so. Range of customers, no. different from alternatives. Now, that's definitely a red herring, and they love to do this. They're trying to trick you because you see different there and you see different in the question, and it's definitely not. We're not looking at what makes the device different. Cleaning water from a range of sources. I like that very much. Overcoming production difficulties, profit, warm welcome, number of people. So this is very nice. A range of sources, and it's right there. Take water from different places and purifying it, cleaning it. So cleaning it, water from different sources. And I'm confident enough about that one. I think I'm just going to go ahead with that one. So B is 6. C. Remember, we're just looking at first sentences now, just to see if we can find some easy ones. 15 liters of drinking water per day for cooking and drinking. I didn't see anything of that. How much water? Anything about how much water? What makes it different? Overcoming? No. Warm welcome, number of people? No. So I'm just going to skip that because it's a long paragraph, and we'll get back to that. A recent analysis found that at least 2/3 of the world's population lives with severe water scarcity. Scarce means not a lot of water, for at least a month every year. So I saw something about people without water, number of people without water. And there it is over there. I just remember seeing it. Number of people affected by water shortages. What is the number of people? 2/3 of the people. Water shortages, water scarcity. So Johnson says that 2030, half of the will be living with water stress. Yeah, so I'm actually confident enough in that one, the number of people affected by the shortages. So this is actually turning out fairly easy, this one. What was that? Paragraph D was X. Right, not so bad at all. The device is aimed at a wide variety of users, from homeowners to people living off the grid. A wide variety of users. Do they commercial versions, India? A wide variety of users. Finance, benefit, range of potential customers. Range of potential customers is quite nice. Variety of users, range of potential customers. Again, right there, end of the first clause, end of the first couple of clauses, end of the first sentence. That's very often where the important information is. Wide variety of users, range of potential customers. It's close enough for me. You might want to skip or skim a little bit here. Those who cannot afford, people in India. So we're talking about all different types of users or customers. So I'm confident enough for that one, because what makes it different? Production difficulties, profit, warm welcome. I don't see anything else really. So yeah, once again, first sentence. So this is actually turning out into a very easy matching headings. Range of potential customers, wide variety of users was 4. 4, yes. Okay, and on we go. Prices, so now we're talking about money. Prices will vary according to where it is bought. The price and where it is bought might be important. Price, developed countries, we're talking about money. All right, so prices will vary according to where it is bought. Maybe, I don't remember anything. Getting finance, maybe. Unexpected benefit, no. What makes it different? No. Production difficulties, no. Profit, not the primary goal, no. So no, nothing really there. I mean, here they're talking about money, and here they're talking about money. So it's probably one of those two, but I would need to skim that paragraph. And then finally, now this is again, it's a very short paragraph, so I might do the whole thing. I might go straight into skimming here, but let's see. The company is based at London, although he lives in the UAE. It has raised more money. Funding is finance. It has raised that. Well, this is just first sentence is where it is. That's nothing. How aims to be selling expected to be sold. So no, I don't see anything really. It's a nice short paragraph, but I don't see anything excuse me, that jumps out. All right, so that was nice. Let's go back to this one, section A, and if I look at it again, yes, I'm pretty confident. He saw it in Thailand in the 1990s. 2 decades later, he had this idea and developed it into a product. So from initial inspiration is the idea to a new product. I'm fine with that. So I'm going to take that question mark out. All right, so that was actually very friendly of IELTS. 4 out of the, how many are there? 8. How many are there? I think it's 7. Yeah, 4 out of the 7 came from the first sentences. So that's very friendly of IELTS. All right, so now we're going to go into the last 3 paragraphs and do some skimming. Where are we? C. Let's look at C. So this is a big long paragraph. It produces 15 liters of water a day. Its main selling point is that, unlike standard desalination techniques, it doesn't require generated power, just sunlight. It measures, there's some done, how big it is. It's easy to transport. It has wheels, a pipe, and now we go into how it works. Water enters through a pipe, flows between a sheet of glazing, blah, blah, blah. The warm water flows. The device has a simple filter. So this is all, the performance is shown on a LCD. So this is all about how the thing works. So that there's nothing really here in these answers or these headings about how it works. So it's going to have to be something over here. There's nothing about how much it can produce. And so I'm actually focusing in on this sentence over here. Its main selling point is that, unlike standard techniques, unlike usual, normal, traditional techniques, it doesn't require generated power. It just requires sunlight. And that, not finance, it might be unexpected, but I don't think so. I'm thinking, what makes it different from the alternatives? The unlike was a very strong word. Why is it different? Why is it unlike standard techniques, alternative techniques? What makes it different is that it doesn't require the supply, it just requires sunlight. Now, I don't agree that that is a heading for this paragraph. This paragraph is obviously about how it works. That should be the heading for this paragraph. So I don't like that when IELTS does this. They just take one sentence and make a heading out of it. It's not fair, because the heading of that paragraph is, how does this thing work? But anyway, I'm quite confident to go with that one, just because I really can't see anything else in these others. But don't worry if you didn't get that one. They're being a bit tricky there. Right, and then the last 2 are probably going to be detailed reading, but let's see what we can do. Prices will vary in the developing world. Price will depend on this. It will come in how much it costs. We have a social mission. That's important, a social mission. We are aware that the product will have is finding in the developing world and humanitarian sector, and this is how we will proceed. We do realize, though, however, there is a bottom line to keep in mind. Bottom line means profit. It's a bottom line of the accounting books. At the last number in your accounting books is the bottom line. How much did you make? So yes, the important thing here is that he is saying we have a social mission. We aren't only about making money. We also are doing humanitarian stuff. We realize, though, yes, there is a bottom line, there is a profit to keep in mind. And so that's the only one that it can really be. They mention profit, but it's difficult because they don't mention anything about the real heading of this paragraph is that it's about being about the social mission. This is the most important part. These are the most important words in that paragraph. So they've again done a little bit of a tricky heading, but it can't really be any of the others. That's what the thing is. it also goes against what I always say is usually that after the however is the important information. And here is the bottom line. Here is the word profit. But actually, the important information for that paragraph was the social mission. The fact that profit is not the primary goal. So maybe that was a bit more difficult. And then G, we looked at it, and the skimming isn't going to help us. So that's all we could get from skimming, just the 2. And now the last one, G's, we really got to do some detailed reading. And it's a strange paragraph. Where are they? How much money it got in funding, and then how much they hope to be selling, and then where they are going to sell it. So it's actually 4 different sentences that are completely disconnected. It's a very strange paragraph. But we don't have many left. An unexpected benefit, I didn't see anything. Production difficulties, they don't mention anything about the difficulties of production. How much they're hoping to be selling, maybe. And what else? A warm welcome, nothing. So it is the finance for the production. But again, I really don't agree with it, because it's just that little sentence over there. Funding is finance, how much money you get to produce your product. And so, I mean, can you say that's the heading of this paragraph? I really don't think so. I would have said something about the future is the heading of this paragraph. So, yeah, once again, they're being a bit tricky. But, yeah, okay. Mainly because I looked at the others and I really couldn't match the others. This is the only one that had anything about anything in that paragraph. So it was nice. They started off nice. They gave us 4 in the first headings. Maybe this one I didn't agree with either, because that's not the heading of the paragraph. So it's 3 nice ones and 4 nasty ones. Fine, whatever. All right, let's move on. How it works. Okay, now this is why it's good to do the matching headings first, because now I know immediately where that paragraph is, how it works. We've looked at that when we did our skimming. We saw that we're going to be looking at paragraph C. This is all about how it works. The device can be used in different locations as it has something. Water is fed into a pipe. So let's look for different locations and pipe. Its main selling points, blah, blah, blah. So we're starting over here. It measures that and is easy transport thanks to its 2 wheels. Water enters through a pipe. Okay, so I don't see different locations, and I suspect they're going to make it a little bit difficult. Let's go for pipe. Let's see if we can find that one. Water is fed into a pipe and Now, of course, we're noticing the grammar. We're just looking for a singular noun over here. A something of water flows over a solar panel. A something of water flows over a panel. Water enters through a pipe and flows as a thin film. There's our singular noun between a sheet of double glazing and the surface of a solar panel. So the answer is either a film or a sheet of double glazing. But look at what's happening. The water is flowing as the water is a film between a sheet of double glazing and the surface of a solar panel. So it can only be this one, film, because the water is a film. A film is like a thin layer. But the grammar helped us. We're looking for a singular noun. It's not this one, because the sheet is the double glazing. So it's a film, that the water flows as a film. That's fine. A film of water. So let's go back and look. The device can be used in different locations. 99% of the time, these are in order that they appear in the text. I have seen it where inside one sentence, they change the order around. Inside a sentence, they'll have 2 answers from that sentence, and then they flip them around, and it's not in order. But the rest of them do come in order. So we're looking before pipe. And what do we see over here? As it has. We don't see any articles. So it's probably going to be a plural noun or an uncountable noun. The device can be used in different locations as it has. Plural noun or uncountable noun, we're somewhere over here. Plural noun, wheels. And there's our different location. It's easy to transport. You can move it around. It's portable. So that's actually the different locations. Thanks to is because it has. It's two wheels, our plural noun. So the grammar helped you there a bit. This different locations was a very difficult paraphrase. But if you know you're looking for a plural noun or uncountable noun, and if you know that it's that sentence, then you can narrow the options down quite a lot. The water enters a boiler. We'll find boiler where it turns into steam. Any particles are caught in, once again, singular noun. All right, boiler, steam, particles, and the particles are caught somewhere. Boiler, steam, particles flows into a boiler where it's converted to steam. When the steam cools, it becomes distilled water, has a very simple filter to trap particles, and this can easily be shaken to remove them. Them is the particles. So probably this sentence, looking for a singular noun, are caught. Can you see the synonym for caught? To catch, as a good synonym for catch is to trap. So the particles are caught, are trapped. Where? Singular noun, very simple filter, only allowed one word, a filter. Quite straightforward, I would think. The purified water comes out through one tube, and all. It's nice. There's lots of these nouns that you can't paraphrase. It's just a noun for a thing, and so they're nice keywords to look for. One tube and all types of something. So we're looking at plural noun or uncountable noun, come out through another. So there's one tube and another tube. This is another tube. Purified water comes out through one tube. Let's look for tube. There are two tubes, okay, simple enough, for liquid coming out. One for the waste and another for the distilled water. All right, simple enough. So out of one tube comes the purified water. Out of the other tube comes the waste. We were looking for an uncountable noun or a plural noun. Waste, uncountable noun. So there you go, must be waste. The waste. All types of wasn't really there. I guess the all types of was this. All types of, they give two types and then etc. So that's the all types of waste. Okay. A screen displays the something of the device. And now we've got the, so this can be noun, yes, but it can be single, it can be plural, it can be uncountable. A screen displays the something of the device. Let's find screen. The performance of the unit is shown on an LCD screen and transmitted to the company. So that transmitted to the company, that is going to be this next question over here. So it's just this little bit over here. And all this is just an active passive thing. Here they've said is shown passive, and here they've said displays active. Display and show are direct synonyms. So they just switched the subject and the object around there. A screen displays the something. The something is displayed on a screen or by a screen. What is displayed? And it's simple enough. Performance right there. Performance of the unit is the subject of this clause. Performance. And then finally, it should be quite easy, so that they know when the desolinator requires or needs, transmit it to the company which provides servicing when necessary. So requires, needs something, we're looking for a noun, the company, and servicing. That's the only two nouns in that sentence, so of course it's not the company. And this is the requires, when necessary, when required. What is it? Servicing. This is actually a noun, it's a gerund. So there's the verb and this is the object, the X, servicing. Maybe slightly difficult grammar because it's a gerund, and you must remember a gerund is a noun. Servicing requires servicing, but I think the when necessary really helped you a lot. Okay, so that really wasn't so bad at all. I think you can get all of these 6, and you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 here, maybe 5. So I think 10 or 11 is very reasonable for this passage. So together with the task 1 from this test, it's turned out into a really friendly test, not like some of the others. It would be very nice if you could get something like this in the real test. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, remember I'm always on Facebook, and let me know if you have any questions. Good, so let's move on to passage 3.